Welcome back! I'm Sunny Rosario and this is Native. Thank you for tuning in. I just finished eating my Taco Bell. Not sponsored. It was delicious. Don't judge me. Don't shame me. That's a hint about what we're going to talk about today. Shame Dawson. Okay, I'm going to reveal something to you right now. I hate watch a lot of YouTubers. And there's one YouTuber in particular that I love to stalk in the bushes. And every time he comes out with a video, I pounce! And that has happened again today. Shame Dawson, with an M, S-H-A-M-E, has come out with his 6th video in the series of about Jake Paul. And I just want to, since I am the referee of YouTube, I'm going to throw a flag on the play right now. Timeout. We're calling a timeout because I have all of this figured out. So, the question on everybody's mind is, how much did it cost, Shane? How much did you charge him, Shane? While we're on the topic, I want to tell you a little rumor that's going around about Shame Dawson and why I like to call him Shame Dawson in the first place. You see, there have been multiple YouTubers who have felt as though some little burglar came through their window at night. He looked a lot like Shame Dawson, and he stole their content. But that's just a rumor. I'm not one to gossip. You haven't heard it from me. So I probably have some receipts somewhere where I told my bestie at the beginning of part 1, oh, this is one of the magical Shame Dawson formulaic YouTube rescues that Shame Dawson is known for. This is Shame's formula. This is how it goes down every single time, okay? There's a big hyped collab, and the docuseries only grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and the stakes are higher because Shame Dawson could lose his whole channel. No, he couldn't. But we'll talk about that in another video. Why is Shame Dawson so well protected on YouTube? Why is he untouchable on YouTube? Why doesn't anybody point out, except for PewDiePie, big ups to my homie Pewds, why doesn't anybody point out the crappy things that Shane Dawson actually does? So if you zoom out and you take the 40,000 foot view of this particular docuseries, it is very easy to see that clearly, allegedly, Jake Paul paid Shame Dawson to kind of write up a character that Shame is kind of playing in this docuseries. Shame is playing the character of everybody in the world who hates Jake Paul, right? And Shame is brilliant. The woman is diabolical. She will fall on the knife for $1. Well, she probably falls on for like a bundle of dollars, probably a few million. I don't know how much it actually costs. And that's what we want to know, Shane. How much did you charge him, Shane? How much did you charge him? How much did you charge Jake Paul, Shane? So Shane's playing this character of like the typical person who hates Jake Paul, and he's fallen on the knife. And then also to really kind of bring in the BetterHelp.com kind of scandal, which is in the peripheral for the moment, he tossed out this sociopathic angle. So the formula is this: Shane presents himself as the villain. He presents himself as the villain for calling this person a sociopath, which automatically sets up you, the audience, to feel sympathy for him. I feel sympathy for Jake Paul. I want to go hang out at his house. I'm 40. I'm 38. I'm 38. I want to get in his little dune buggy. I want to hang out with his girlfriend because she's pretty and cool. Like, at this point, everybody wants to hang out with Jake Paul, and suddenly he's not a bad person. Now, in defense of Jake Paul, I don't think he probably ever was a bad person. And as a lot of you know, like, my best friend is a pretty big YouTuber. Once you get above a certain number of subs, I feel like it's probably like above 10, 15, or 20,000, the demands of being an actual YouTuber kind of set in, and you start to like go through the gigs, girl, as one of my favorite YouTubers would say. And you start to go through the gigs, and you you experience the things that YouTubers with millions of subs experience and just on a smaller level. I've seen it happen to my best friend where people try to like smear her and say things about her, and when you sit there and one thing that Jake Paul said in his video that really struck me was, no matter what you say to the public, they're going to think whatever they want to think, and sometimes whatever your response is just adds fuel to the fire and gives people more reasons to pick you apart, because really the fact of the matter is you can never say anything right on YouTube. And your fans that have loved you will turn on you in a split second if something happens. And so I can relate when Jake says, hey, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't been able to respond to that really has tarnished our reputation. I've seen people that I know and really care about go through that same thing, and taking the high road in those situations usually is the right thing to do. So this is kind of unusual content for me to talk about, but if you know me and we talk on social media, then you know that I'm very deeply interested in YouTube. I study YouTube, and I want it not to be lost on the audience that this is a multi-million-dollar business. These two people that we are talking about are major players on YouTube, okay? And it cannot be taken for granted how deadly serious business this crazy little mini-series about Jake Paul by Shane Dawson is, like big buku bucks, cutting edge of the media game. He's editing it every time that he puts it out based on audience response, so it's kind of like this living document that the audience kind of participates. I mean, I have to tip my hat to Shane Dawson. She's diabolical. She knows what she's doing over there. I would just say, if it really is true that you're stealing people's content, could you please stop? Or could you please, like, call up the person who owns the content and be like, I would love, and I noticed he's doing that more. He didn't just steal Hooray Perfect stuff. He quoted Hooray Perfect. So maybe Shane Dawson is turning over new leaf. But Shane, if you just happen to be watching this, if you could please, just make sure you're not stealing people's content, that you're paying fair market value for that, it would be really highly appreciated. Thank you. Let me know in the comments, how much do you think that Jake Paul had to pay Shane Dawson to save his reputation? Or hit a 1 if you love this video, hit a 2 if you hate this video, or you hate me and you think I'm stupid and you wish I never post again. And I'll see you next time. Peace.